Hello, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 33, I think. Well, I have had quite a week. I am recovering from 2 days of hammering on the roof because we had roofers come out. I'm look tired because I am tired because not only that, we also had garage door replacement, and I was doing my makeup before I went live. So this is me all natural and sleepy. Happy Thursday, everybody. And did you notice there's no buzzing? Oh my goodness. So I almost didn't go live today, but then I thought it would not be fair to not go live. Hi, Lorinda. Hi, Madeline. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Mary. Mary, I made it. Hi, Mike. And Wendy and Tina and Paula. Hi, everybody. Hi, Roxy. Diane from League City, Texas. I tell you, man, I'm beat. I have been burning the candle on both ends and in the middle, working on my novel, trying to get that finished. So the microphone was really important because I'll be doing my Audible version of the novel. So I decided to extend a special discount to members only of Create with Clare Rowley, which is my online school. You will see the link popping up here in just a second. No mascara. Oh, I look so sleepy. I got dark circles under my eyes. So the only way to get the coupon is to go inside the school. And that's because it is a 9-hour only special. And so if you want to be able to take advantage of 20% off plus free shipping over $49, you got until 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Is the mic too loud now? It sounds too loud in my ear. I think I need to turn it down. Amazing. That's better. Woo. I'll tell you what, I was dreaming all night that they were hammering on the roof. I kept waking up. Like I could really hear the hammering on the roof. I'm so grateful to have a new roof, though. I did this in the VIP group, and since I decided to go live 15 minutes ago, I decided I'll just discuss what I did in the VIP group, and hopefully those of you who are a member of the VIP group are not annoyed to see it again, and maybe I'll do a better job this time. So quilting as you go is a technique where you actually piece while applying your fabric to the batting, and you can also apply it to the backing. In this case, I didn't. This case, I did the piecing and put it on the batting, and then I applied the backing onto it. So that's the school address if you want to take advantage of the coupon. And I'm going to grab a water here because I need to have at least some water. Hi, Iris. So, Mary, did you get notified in the school this time? Because I did not get a chance to do this via normal email. If any of you are members of the school and you're not getting notified by the school, you need to go inside your notification settings. And when you're inside your notification settings, go up to your picture and go into your settings. And for some reason, some of you Actually, I am getting it, that I am unsubscribed to my own Mighty Networks. So if you see this yellow box here, click on that, and can you please tell contact support and let them know you're not getting, that you got unsubscribed from the school. I don't know, it's a glitch, I guess, that they have going on right now, but that will help them to know that you are also not getting your notification setting or your emails. Uh-oh. Why am I not hearing the mic now? Great, now there's no mic. Am I off? That was weird. Oh my goodness. Well, it wouldn't be a day. Let me turn off that notification. Oh, it's wonky. I'm just grateful that we're on, because I honestly didn't think I was going to be able to go live today. Every single program I use to go live needed to be updated. And I just laughed because oh, it's blurry. Boy, I look so tired. You guys are so kind. Okay. I can hear the mic in my ear, which means it's working. And I really like this, and I'm figuring I want more, so why not do something I want to do with you? If you're on Facebook, I almost said AOL. Oh my goodness, my brain is messed up. If you're watching on Facebook, be sure to click on the 3 dots on the upper right-hand corner and give Restream permission to watch or to see who you are, so I know who you are. This is the first time. No, it's not the first time I went live with no makeup. The first time I show face yoga. So if you don't know I have a face yoga video, I do. It's inside of my playlist called This and That and Self-Help or something like that. So if you're interested in face yoga and you want to see me with another video with no makeup, be sure to click on that. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and focus on the other cameras. And we're going to do a combination. I may even, if I feel like it, do a little octave playing around, because why not? We got new goodies at creativefeet.com. This little ruler clamp light. It has a light on it. It's rechargeable so that you can pick up your rulers with the suction cup just like this. And then you can see, so if you don't have good lighting in your sewing room, this is a great addition and a great time to order with that special discount. If you go into Create with Clare Rowley, you'll see I posted it, and I put the coupon code in the comments because I was so rushed I didn't actually put them. I didn't put it in the main email. So this is what I did before. So I could do the same thing again or mix it up a little. This one reminds me of the Flintstones. And this is a jelly roll that I can't order for you. They sold out. Brenda, yours is coming to you. So you got the last one. But I'm going to be doing more of this, like projects where you can actually get the actual fabric from me so you can match what I'm doing as time allows. So what do you guys think of that? Or do I need another dark fabric like that one? If you think I need the dark one, I have to find it. There's another one. So this one would kind of complement having that one added. And I can skip this one altogether and put that one in there. I think it'd be fun to have variety. There we go. That's what I'll do for the next one. And I can put the backing on, but you know what? I like to build things on the batting and then do the backing afterward. I'm going to go ahead though and start with this bold one for the center because I like it. And I'm going to use the Satinedge Foot for this. If I only knew where I put it. Here we go. Because I did do some free motion last on my computer. So I have to remove the free motion foot that I attached and put back on my adapter. So nice to hear the sound sounding right. Yay. Pebbles and Bam Bam. Right, Madeline? Hi, DS from Texas. I don't know what your name is without you letting me know. And I believe I have an 80-12 needle. Yes, I do. And a regular universal 80-12 needle is fine for piecing. This is the Satinedge Foot, and it has this little wire that is connected to the white guide on the presser foot, and we can set it for different seam allowances using a measuring tape. What am I doing? Where's my screwdriver? I have a screw loose today. I have my little cubby in here, and I finally have one of the Bejeweled, and I'm never going to not have one because it has a flaw in it. This little flaw right there. So this is my own Bejeweled presser, which I'm really excited about because I do love those deep jewel colors. And I will be making pressers tomorrow. This is the Green Hornet. This is the Tequila Sunrise. There is at least one of you with several pressers on order, and I apologize that I haven't moved quicker this week. It is a holiday week. Just to remind anyone who I can't find my screwdriver or my tweezers. Oh, there they are. Sorry about that. Here we go. All of a sudden I had a weird sound pop up on my computer. This is the type of free motion foot I recommend should you do free motion, and that is an open toe presser foot. Deborah, that's your name. Hi. And what'd you guys do for your, I feel like we're children and we just had our summer vacation. What did you do over Labor Day? Did you guys do any sewing? If you did, tell me what you sewed. And if you didn't sew and you just dreamt of sewing, what did you dream of sewing? That would really help me. What do you want me to do next week? So I don't repeat. Oh, I should have a calmer week this week. So we're going to go ahead and take this measuring tape and place it beneath the foot and put the needle down on one of the lines and then move the wire over to the 1/4 inch mark. And that is just like this. You put it on the machine. And when you raise the foot, it does tip to the back because the foot has to bear the weight of that screw assembly using a left needle position. Is everybody hearing me good today? I wish Linda were on so she could tell me. So left needle position, lower your needle down so that it hovers over one of the lines on your measuring tape. So I bring it down and then lower the needle, lower the foot, and then turn the nut, moving the guide wire over to the 1/4 inch mark. If a pattern calls for a scant 1/4 inch, there's no such thing as a scant 1/4 inch. Don't you feel better knowing that? All a scant 1/4 inch is a space that's not a 1/4 inch. It's smaller. How much smaller? A lot of patterns will actually give you illustrations for you to look at so that you know what their scant 1/4 inch measures. All I have are these gigantic pieces of paper. That's my little owl pattern over there. Oh my gosh, I have my Create with Clare Rowley thing. Why is that showing up? There, oh, now you can see me even better. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and measure for a scant 1/4 inch, should you want to. And I got to sneeze. Oh gosh, mute. Not only am I sleep deprived, but I'm having major allergy issues. Regular pen. So I may have to mute myself a few times because the sneezes in the Rowley family are quite something to hear. Aloha! Somebody from Hawaii, I take it. Creative Grammy. What's your actual name? So here we have the seam allowance or the edge of the fabric. And then there's a drawing usually of the actual stitching line. So you would just take the sewing machine needle and position it on the actual stitching line, then move the wire, the guide pin, guide wire, that pin right there, over to the line, and that will give you your scant 1/4 inch. So this foot adjusts to a wide variety of seam allowances. Speaking of seam allowances, what we're about to do is sew a 2.5 inch jelly roll that has the pinked edges, and those pinked edges actually subtract from the size of the jelly roll, because if you were to sew 1/4 inch seam allowance, we'd only have like a 1/16 inch seam allowance here. And so when you have a 2.5 inch jelly roll, you end up with 1 3/4 inch strips. It's not going to really matter for what I'm doing because I'm doing quilting as you go. Wayne, wanna? That's pretty. Okay, so I have my foot set for a 1/4 inch seam allowance, but say I want to get 2 inches out of this. Well, if I want to get 2 inches out of this, I can just not sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I could take it down to an 1/8 inch seam allowance. The Satinedge Foot is going to push aside the points and keep you right in the V of that. So if I do this, I may as well do that right now. Why not? Let's test the theory. Bring my guide over to the 1/4 inch mark. And we'll see what we measure after sewing a couple pieces together. There we go. I currently am using the Invisifil 100 weight polyester thread, and this is not the color I'm using. I'm using one similar, though very close. I'm using like a lime green so that it kind of has a green tint, since most of my fabrics are green-ish in color. So this is not square, because that's one of the things I like about quilting as you go this way, is you can be really sloppy and it's still going to look really good. And we start oddly with the first strip facing right side up. It's very similar to paper piecing, except for easier. Well, easier for this type of work. So my seam allowance is set for an 1/8 of an inch. compensating for the points of the pinked edge. And this foot is gonna, I'm able to push toward the foot and it pushes back the other way. I'm gonna release the pressure on the presser foot. I took it down to the lightest pressure setting so that it doesn't have trouble going over the batting. Now this is the bamboo batting and it behaves just like the fabric. So if your fabric has stretch to it, so does the batting. And that's important because you don't want your batting to tear, and it reduces the amount of shifting that your fabric will have. If both your batting and your top fabric stretch equally, you're less likely to have any puckering at all. Now, if you want to eliminate any chance of having a pucker or having your fabric shifting, then you take the liquid based and you can put little drops on the actual fabric and then slide your finger over it. And then that really does bond the fabric and the batting to one another so you don't have to worry about it slipping. I gotta sneeze again. Hold on, you. Yes, you can absolutely use the bamboo batting for pot holders and placemats, and you can double up and quadruple up the batting to give it more heat resistance. It doesn't burn. It's actually a lot better than cotton for heat. I took my shoe off, now I can sew. All right, I'm so hyper because I didn't think I was going to be able to even go live. And I think I had breakfast. Yeah, I ate. I know I had coffee. So I'm pushing toward the foot. It pushes back the other way. And you could increase your stitch length on batting. It helps to make it feed easier over the thickness. But I have mine set at a normal 2.5 millimeter stitch length. Why is it going? Oh, it thinks that my thread broke because it's so thin. Every once in a while, the machine's camera can't see this thread because it's so thin. Oh, I forgot. Brenda said it too. All right, so this is not necessary. You don't want to do it that way. I just slowed myself down. I got to give myself a break. A lot of things happen in this month or over the last 30 days. So which fabric was I going to put alongside that? What you do instead of what I just did is you actually just take and lay both fabrics down at the same time. I can hear you guys going, yay, now she's got it. Oh my goodness. I do know what I'm doing, you guys. All right, here we go. So pretend I didn't sew that first piece, and this is how you go about it. Now, you don't want these fabrics to slip, going, pulling away, slipping along that direction. Then you can use the glue for that and keep the fabrics together. And just do a little dot about every 3-4 inches. It doesn't require a lot. Slide your finger across it just gently. That helps to have the water evaporate faster in it because that's just water soluble. Stabilizer in a bottle. Now you can just push toward the foot and you can floor it. Does it feel like that's not going fast enough? Oh, my shoe was under the foot control. Happy Thursday, everybody. Now I'm going to go ahead and press this open with my bejeweled color. And this is pushing both fabrics to one side, and it happens automatically. So both those seam allowances will be pointing in one direction. Using this technique, you can't press your seams open. Well, if you can, I can't think it through. You know, I always feel like anything is possible. So this presser eliminates me having to turn on an iron for this, and I can get to the next strip quickly. Just don't skip this step because you don't want the fabric to be arched on that. And then because bamboo batting has high static cling, to give you an idea of how much, it's definitely with a sale that we're having for members only inside of Create with Clare Rowley. And these are great items to consider for that sale. So this is a piece of fabric and I'm just laying it down. There's no glue on it and you can tap it and now it's stuck. It's stuck to the batting. So you don't really have to worry too much about it shifting. Now I'm going to do the next fabric. Did I decide on that? I've lost my way. Oh well, just do this. It doesn't matter really. So I'm looking at the points and thinking I want to make all the points line up. I want to make sure that when this presses over that it can extend past the batting. So you can see how quickly this comes together. So pushing toward the foot, it pushes back the other way and it flips over, flips up those little points. So you don't have to be concerned with them. And once again, you press. And notice that when I press, I don't press straight down. I come at an angle. And that way I know I'm really spreading those fabrics apart. I can't believe I'm actually on right now. What a day. So now I'm going to just flip this over and you could use your rotary cutter and cut it nice and clean. I'm going to leave about a seam allowance with all the way around. And that's just to keep me from losing control of having so much fabric. I really like these letters. I think I'd rather have more of that than this. Oh, I think that would go better on this side. So what to put on this spot? If you've done this type of piecing before, please share, send me a thumbs up. Let me know you guys are there. I feel like the chat's frozen. The chat's frozen or you guys are just not very chatty today. So now we're going to check and see the math. So this has been, I've been doing this with an 1/8 inch seam allowance and it's looking good. Doesn't look like the seam allowance is strained. Take the ruler and I probably could have made my seam allowance a little bigger. So I got a 2-inch strip here, you guys. Look at that. So we're piecing with an 1/8 inch seam allowance to get a 2-inch strip. So we don't have to be disappointed by the pinked edge of these jelly rolls. This is how you're supposed to hold on to these scissors so they save your muscles and tendons from strain. And today is September 8th, 2022. So 11 o'clock tonight, you can get 20% off by going into Create with Clare Rowley, my school, and getting the coupon code and using it at creativefeet.com, which is my shop. Look at that. That's strong. Right on. Having the seams pressed to one side gives us a ditch, so I'll be showing you how to stitch in a ditch in a moment. You could repeat and having the same fabric on both sides, but trying to keep it like this one where I have variety going across. And I barely had the letters showing on this one, so I'm going to, this also will help me not run out of one fabric too soon. So if I pull this back, it'll cover. What's on your sewing table, you guys? I don't see Amy in here today. I think she's got her grandbaby on her sewing table, or she's still in Colorado. How many of you have grandchildren? Tell me how many grandbabies you have so I can live vicariously through you. Lowering the presser foot. So on this side, the fabric edges are all flipped this way. And on this side, the fabric edges will all be flipped that way, making the ditch switch. That sounds funny. You still have that Bargello quilt on your table. I shouldn't say that. My quilt's been sitting in within my view for at least a year. I almost just went live today, just doing my own quilt. You have 4 grandbabies. Oh my goodness. So once again, I'm pushing toward the foot. That way I am not the reason the seam allowance is maintained. You have a grandpuppy? I have a few grandpuppies. I have Australian Shepherd grandpuppy and a, what's it called? A Border Collie. You have 11 grands. Oh my goodness. Should say their names in the chat. $11, $13, Wendy. Wow. And here I get so excited for you guys when you announce these grandchildren, but apparently you already have an abundance. Yeah, that's going to work out. I didn't press. Or did I? I can't remember. I got distracted by your grandchildren's. A Bernice Mountain Donna. Ooh, I love those. I think we've spoken about that. Oh, that's right. That picture that you have. So pretty. My dogs are so tired from all the hammering. If a dog could want a hot toddy, my dogs wanted a hot toddy last night after those roofers finally left. Oh, I'm really hungry. What are you guys making for dinner? Tell me what you're making for dinner. Help me have an idea. I'm too tired to come up with my own idea. One grandchild and 7 years old. Aw, Patrick. That's a great name. Oh, go sneeze. Hold on. I was afraid I left the microphone on for all that sneezing. And now you're working hard. I made you write all your grandbabies out. That's not easy when you have 15. Bragger. Order pizza. Oh man, that's an idea. I'm not the kind of person that likes to get pizza. People make fun of me about it. What do you mean you don't like pizza? It's definitely not something that I crave or desire. Every once in a while I'll partake. Pot roast. I don't know. Last night I just had soup. One more piece and then I'll apply a backing and do some stitching in a ditch and maybe a little echo quilting. How about that? I don't think I've shown echo quilting. If I have, haven't done it very much. Bricks and sticks. I don't know. Somebody's doing a bricks and sticks quilt. I could actually also like join these together to create and if I had planned ahead to show you how to join your squares together. But I have a intention of showing you how to do that. Homemade chicken soup with ground turkey and veggies. I could do like an Asian stir fry. That sounds so healthy. That would make up for my last night's not so healthy dinner. This is September 9th, 2022. It is 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And you have until 11 o'clock tonight to get a 20% discount on everything at creativefeet.com. But you have to go get the coupon. That way I don't have to sit there and worry about people. If you enter the coupon, well, you can't get the coupon unless you go into the school. That will help you to know what day it is. It's the top post right now at the school, which is kind of like a social media site. We just finished a king-size quilt trip around the world. That's an awesome quilt. Well, you should celebrate, Loretta. That is something else. What do you guys want me to show you next week? I think I'm going to need a little more help getting myself on track. So what I'm doing is showing you how you can quilt as you go with a pinked edge using an 1/8 inch seam allowance instead of a 1/4 inch seam allowance to achieve a true 2-inch strip when you're finished. And the Satinedge Foot, even though it has the pinked edges, is able to guide it so that you maintain that 1/8 inch seam allowance. This is similar to how I do what's it called? French seam. A lot of people have you do a French seam by joining 2 fabrics together. And then you grade it down to make one side 1/8 of an inch. But with the Satinedge Foot, you can just start out with 1/8 of an inch, saving you all that cutting afterward. So now for stitching in a ditch, I have the Invisifil thread on the machine. It's not a very showy thread. You can't really see it that well. And this will be when I will join it to the backing. I'm looking for a backing fabric. This fabric right here reminds me of jammies I had as a little girl. Pretty sure I had a pair of jammies made out of that. What did I use on the back of the other square? I used that one. Where's the rest of it? This was a video that I filmed on using 4 layers of the bamboo batting. And this ends up being an incredible hot pad. So I can't remember now which one of you asked about using it for hot pads, but it doesn't disintegrate like cotton batting. So I really want to do more of that and create some of those for my table, so I don't have to worry about putting hot plates on it. So you can find this video, and this is a pattern in the VIP group. If you're in the VIP group and you don't already know about this, I'll let you look from above. I hit the top camera and the front camera came on. Uh-oh. Let's try that again. Oh, it's weird. For those of you who didn't see that I'm not wearing any makeup today. Now you saw me. Oh, this is pretty. It's not big enough. I have fabric, I just don't know where it is. Now, if Amy were in the chat, she'd be going, of course you don't. What a week. I thought I had a whole bunch of that fabric. Come on, where are you? It's the back. I'll just use blue. So I should iron this. Let's see, is this gonna fit? It will fit in there. And I haven't squared this off yet. So as long as that back fabric sticks out past, there we go. Oh, I should turn my iron on, shouldn't I? It's so funny how you guys know how much fabric I have. You guys, I just found it. It's all scrunched up over here. If you want to make the owl applique, that's a fun pattern. You'll find that at creativefeet.com. And this is a pattern that's inside the school. It's free to help you make your own little presser holder. And this is a low profile little tray for your rollaway items that sits right in front of your sewing machine so that your presser won't roll off onto the floor. I'm going to pull all this aside and try to remember where I'm putting it. I love it when you think a piece isn't going to fit and then it does. What is one of your favorite things that happens and you're like going, yeah, I'm taking credit for that? I'm so excited about the sound because the microphone is still above me, not in my face. And this is me off to the side where it usually doesn't sound good at all. Now this would be a lot easier if I had my mat on that has all the lines. I'm just going to kind of try to square this off. I think I counted 27 rotary cutters of varying brands from all my years of traveling. How many rotary cutters do you have? Sorry I didn't have time to plan a giveaway. But hey, 20% off is a great giveaway of sorts. If you're just joining us, members only discount. You got to retrieve the coupon code from inside of Create with Clare Rowley, which is my free online school. So that is a 9-inch square that I'm at right now. Right on. I'm definitely a little bit funky today, or goofy today. So this is the stitching in a ditch, and same thing. See how there's no stitching, and there will be, as I will be doing the stitching in a ditch, just like I did here. And then I'll do a little echo quilting, which is fun. And a very basic, easy starter project or method of quilting. So this time I hit the close camera and it went to me. That is not supposed to happen. Something's still off. Hi, everybody. I love you all so much. Thank you for joining me on this no makeup Thursday. Come on, close camera. There we go. So remember, this side has the curb and that side has the curb. So the curb is just like when you're on a street. If I slide these scissors up, it hits the curb. The seam allowances are folded over that direction. This half, the seam allowances are folded over on that direction. So if I push these scissors over, it hits that curb. Remember the Satinedge foot, the name Satinedge implies that the Satinedge foot uses the edge of fabrics to guide. So I'm going to bring my needle down right into the ditch with the center needle position. Get my glasses out so I can see. Lower the needle down into the ditch so it's right in that spot. And I do still have an 80-12 needle on. I'm not worried at all about an 80-12 for this. And so the needle is down and I want to bring the wire over to the outside edge. Right now the wire is to the left. So being able to adjust that makes it so that you can achieve a stitch in a ditch on any fabric. Just bring it down with any machine, even if you don't have needle positions. So this can work on your featherweight machine if you guys want to use the featherweight for doing your stitching in a ditch. Once again, just as before, we use the guide to help guide. So push toward the foot. And now I am so far from the foot I can't see at all. Completely relying on the presser foot, looking here instead of at the sewing machine needle. And what you're looking for is you don't want space. You don't want the fabric to come away from that guide. So keep your eye on the guide, kind of like keep your eye on the prize. And this is 100 weight polyester thread. It's so thin you may not see that stitch at all. And we should be able to see it on, because it's a light color on this dark. So say you have a big quilt, like a king size quilt, and you want to do some stitching in a ditch like this. You don't want to have all of the bulk of the quilt over here on this side of the foot because you just can't fit it in there. So you would have all of the quilt over here instead, but the curve is on the wrong side. And with any other stitch in a ditch foot, you'd be stuck. But with ours, you just move the guide over and you can use it on both sides. In this case, the guide wire now is switching to the left side of the needle. On the other one, it was the right side of the needle. So it depends on which side the ditch is on. Whatever side the ditch is on, or whichever side the curve is on, the guide wire is on the opposite side of the needle. So instead of the needle is actually sandwiched. I'll draw for you. Where's all my small fabric paper? Oh, there we go. So this is the sewing machine needle. And this is the fabric that's higher. Okay, so not that. So here's the fabric, the curb, the fabric that's higher. And down there is the ditch. This is ink, by the way. So the needle, we want the needle right in the ditch. So the guide wire is to the side. So the needle of the sewing machine is sandwiched between the ditch and the guide wire on the foot. And then you don't have to pay as much attention. The foot does the guiding for you. You just want to make sure now that the fabric is pushed up against the bottom side or the right side of the guide. So inside on that side of the guide. So this guide is a wall on that side and it's a wall on that side. And the guide wire is in the middle of the two sides of the wall. So that makes it so this foot is usable as a guide on both left and right side of the guide equally. Hi, Bacola. So very, very light hold, if at all. I'm cradling the fabric. This is how I hold my hands generally, with my elbow pads supporting my elbows, resting my body, and then just kind of lifting or cradling is what I like to call it, the fabric, so that you don't push downward, causing the fabrics to stretch out of shape. Very, very light touch. Cradle and rest. Shh. Elbows down, shoulders relaxed. Take a deep breath and just trust in the foot. And isn't it nice to have something that you can trust to guide? Instead of you having to use your eyes and strain and lean forward. So I'm keeping my eye focused right here, not at the needle, but right here. That needle's moving up and down. There's no way you can focus on it. You may think you can focus on something like that moving, but really it's just a blurred line if you can see it at all. All right, so you can see I have two perfect stitches without having any puckers, no shifting at all, despite the fact that this was not fusible. It was just loose fabric on batting. That's that static cling. And I'm going to save this and do a little echo quilting on this. So we can see where I did the same thing there, and now I'm going to stitch, moving the guide and needle further away from one another. However far the distance is will be how far away you are from that stitching line. The foot once again is sensing that curve, feeling the rise or the higher fabric's edge as I go. So I'm not having to steer straight. And now we have a perfect spacing of stitching going all the way down. Now I want to have it be on the other side. And you can choose how far away you are, but pay attention if you want them to be equal. I'm going the wrong way. I shouldn't have moved anything. Oh well. It's just a little placemat kind of hot pad thingy. Now we're switching to the opposite side. This is relying on the stitch in a ditch But I'm going to show you how you can echo quilt without it as well. Whoops. Oh my God. I'm looking through this and I just went completely in another direction. That's too bad of a mistake to leave. See, I started just going woo doo doo. So I got to pull that stitch out. Oh, I don't like it when I don't do perfect sewing. Gotta not look through that light anymore. I need a nap. I'm gonna go to sleep early tonight. That's the other thing. I tried to go to sleep early last night and then Tinkerbell woke up. I guess it's nearly a full moon and she was like, it's daytime, let's get up. But no, it was not. It was not daytime, you guys. Then I finally got her back in, and then Chase went, let's go for a walk. So that is just my fault that they're not exactly the same. Now I'm going to show you how you can stitch, you can continue echo quilting and actually maintain the same distance. I'm going to use my left needle position. No. Make a decision, Claire. Yeah, I'll use my left needle position. And I can position the guide on top of the stitching line that I sewed before. And the distance your needle and guide are away from one another is how far your stitching line will be away from the previous row. So now instead of using the resistance of the edge, now I'm guiding using a visual. Now I am using my eyesight, keeping the white part of the guide over the line of stitching that was on there before. And then I usually go a little slower when I have to use my own eyesight. I'm going to do the same thing one more time so you can see the accuracy. I'm so hungry. My stitch length is still 2.5 millimeters long. Looking at the white part of the guide, not the needle. It on top of the stitching line. So I'm looking ahead of where I'm at instead of where I'm at. Do it again. Elbows down, shoulders relaxed, looking at the front of the foot, not the needle. The guide is slippery. There's a reason I make my feet out of the plastic that we do. First off, it's stronger than steel. And so you can see the consistency of those stitching lines. And it really does add a nice look to the top of the quilt. With that, since I am completely exhausted, and it is September 8th of 2022 at 3:33 p.m. That's a good number. That's a lucky number for me. I am going to bid you adieu and do a better job next week. Oh, the iron. That'll be interesting to hear how loud that is. Be well, be safe, be kind, be loving to one another, be patient, be happy. And until next week, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I sure hope you'll do so today. And remember that Create with Clare Rowley is where my school is, where the coupon is 20% until 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time tonight only, which is, again, September 8th of 2022. So we'll see how well the outro goes, if it works right. See you in the school. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye. It didn't go. Bye again.